Hi, everybody. Welcome back. This is Tech Talk with Dan Hurley, episode number 159, recorded on May 20th, 2020. You might notice that we jumped a few episodes from 156, I think, to 159. That's because so many things have been happening so fast that, I start working an episode, the next episode, and I usually spend 3 or 4 hours just for 15, 20 minutes you see here. And all of a sudden, things happen so fast, things become irrelevant. I just have to move on to the next subject. So here we are. So anyway, one example here is just a couple days ago, they had a George Floyd incident, and my prayers go out to his family in that community. It was so tragic to see what happened here, but it did kind of took away the tension from the COVID-19 stuff. So here we are. Anyway, in case you are new to my YouTube channel, podcast show, whatever, I'm Dan Harley, and I have over 20 years of experience with internet marketing, internet solution consulting, a lot more time than that doing programming and stuff like that. I've helped countless businesses succeed online. This Tech Talk show has helped me help business owners to answer some questions, solve some problems, and provide some sound advice and direction. You can find the information to the YouTube channel, podcast show, for iTunes, Android, and Facebook page and all this stuff at primeconcepts.net. That's PRIMECONCEPTS.net. By the way, just rebuilt the website, so check it all out. That's PRIMECONCEPTS.net. So you also find lots of cool stuff over there. We're going to have new free tutorials that are putting together on internet marketing and how to build SEO-friendly websites. And now a lot of information on COVID-19 stuff. So visit primeconcepts.net and for all that information. And thanks for hanging. And by the way, thanks for hanging out for me for a few minutes to talk about this. So anyway, here's a story here. I have several friends that requested several past few weeks. They've been getting the following message. Let me kind of read it out to you. I am respectfully asking this of all my friends and family. I understand that some of us differ in our beliefs regarding COVID-19. I also understand that some of you will be downloading the COVID-19 app, which promotes for the greater good for the safety of our loved ones. If we are contacts, you intend to install the app Healthy Together or a similar tracing app, please delete me from your phone contact list, Facebook, and TikTok pages prior to installing on your smartphone. It will want permission to access your contact list. No one will have my consent to use my phone number, Facebook profile, Twitter profile in conjunction with a particular app, which will identify me and locate me without my knowledge. Thank you for understanding. This is nothing personal. To educate yourself, simply Google COVID-19 app. Copy and paste this to your page. Thank you. So this and variation of this type of message has been posted on Facebook and Twitter and whatever for several weeks, and a lot of people are very concerned about this because they're thinking their friends' cell phone are tracking them because their friends and so on and so forth. So frankly, if people are asking how dangerous is this? Is this true? Could this stuff happen? Can my friend who installed this app get me in trouble or have me tracked for some reason? So anyway, I did some research on this, and frankly, I'm surprised. It is pretty scary what's happening here. First of all, hundreds of thousands of apps like this have been downloaded since beginning of this lockdown more than a couple months ago, for the pretense to save lives. Okay, in fact, there's a survey done weeks ago on this, where over 80% of people who are given a choice, if you download this app means to save lives, will you do it? And it said 80% of them did. So it kind of crazy at the time. You got to consider how things have changed in just a short time from 2 months ago till now. What people were thinking back then and what people are thinking now. So anyway, in reality, yes, they can be very invasive. I'll tell you something, a little example here. Healthy Linked COVID-19 Tracker, which is arguably the most popular US-based COVID-19 app out there in the market. It quickly became the top medical related app in Google Play and Apple Store very shortly after its release in March. Google has banned it now, and Apple is about ready to ban it, and probably pretty soon. Keep in mind that this is one of the most popular apps of all the apps out there just a couple months ago, just a few weeks ago. So anyway, more of my research found there's not just one app. There's like over 130 apps out there related to COVID-19. And from at least 40 different countries. And in the United States alone, there's at least 13 different apps. So what I found shocking was some of the privacy policies. And let me read off a few of them here. One that says data will be stored for 8 years after the remote monitoring finishes. So there's some type of remote monitoring on your phone it's going to be stored for 8 years. They anonymize the data or aggregated data may be kept for much longer. Didn't say how long. Another one says user's location may be traced even when the app isn't open, which is typical. Facebook does that too. Another one says data collected is kept for 10 years after the patient's death, okay? Or 20 years from the last stay in a healthcare establishment. Another one says data may be shared with third parties and the user must allow Bluetooth, GPS, network, and operational information access in order to use the app. In other words, they're trying to be invasive to other people around them. Another one says user geolocation is shared with authorities when they allow this, so they can contact and follow up the case of people who are suspected of having or infected with COVID-19. What's more shocking is most of the apps I've found of the 130 plus have no privacy policy. And most people don't even look at the privacy policy when they click the OK to install the app. So these things can operate without knowledge of the phone owner. So, and let's not forget China's Alipay, which is really probably the most invasive app out there because it's kind of more or less it's for the CCP. They're able to track users what they're doing, what they're spending, everything. That brings it to the CCP. Use Alipay, you may as well tell President Xi everything about your life. That's basically comes down to it. It's gone a step further. Alipay has been utilized in China to basically give people permission to enter zones, enter parts, and travel and purchase items. And so that's therefore to track the COVID-19 symptoms here. It's also been used to literally lock people out of accessing services or buying stuff or accessing areas in China. So, and also their tattletale option. This is not just with the Alipay, but some of these other apps. If you believe somebody might have symptoms, you'll be able to get in the app and tattletale somebody here. So this is crazy. So, I'm sorry it took so long to report on this. I should have reported this thing 2 months ago, but now I'm reporting now. This is really crazy stuff I'm just running into. So questions from my friends, can the COVID-19 apps out there, 130 plus of them, track everything you do? Yes, some track a lot more than is necessary. Some track Bluetooth information, your internet Wi-Fi access, so on and so forth, which in turn tracks other phones too. So this could potentially track with your phone, if you have the app on here, track people around you as well. So also the question comes up arguably the biggest question: Can you be tracked by an app that a friend installed? Which is what a lot of my friends have been inquiring me on. Bear with me the technology. Although it's technically possible, well, we're going to talk about Facebook doing this. The COVID-19 apps are most of them are not designed to do that. However, some of them track items way outside the phone of what the phone owner does. So, for example, they could touch phones around you too. Now, if you're concerned about apps tracking your friends or your friends' apps tracking you, I'm going to refer you to Facebook. This is because this Facebook's pretty bad. So Facebook kind of knows where your friends are at, and then if you're close by, if you have Facebook, it'll show you know that you're close with your friend too. So, so that said, as far as I can tell, these apps could be pretty invasive, but probably not as invasive as stuff we're already using. So now the big thing I have a problem with is, can someone snitch on you without you knowing? And that's an absolute yes on some of these apps, which is concerning to me. Somebody could sit there and decide to troll somebody or dox somebody with these apps. It is allowed to be very invasive. They're actually, in the beginning 2 months ago, these app companies, these organizations had encouraged that at the time. Nowadays, I think the thought process and the global thought process has changed on that. But the fact is, these apps are some of these apps have the capability of doing that. So, are these apps safe? Question is, are the apps safe? I'll be upfront. They all collect lots of information. Most all have no privacy policies, meaning once you install the app, it goes through your phone and tells and collects wherever you got and exports it someplace else. Or they have very invasive privacy policies. As I mentioned, one of them requires you to open your Bluetooth up, open and access your Bluetooth, access your Wi-Fi and everything, so you can find out who's around you. That's really not necessary for what's supposed to be a healthcare app. Personal healthcare app. So my recommendation is, do not use these apps. It's collecting way too much information. It's lying too much to go to unknown third parties. And frankly, if you disagree with everything else I'm telling you about here, you can't deny this. These apps, none of them will cure COVID-19. None of them will. Although 2 months ago they claiming these apps were going to help save people. No, they're not. So that's the case. Why are you having these apps? Why are you allowing these unknown companies being so invasive in your own private life and potentially the lives of your friends around you? So my recommendation is, do not use these apps. If you already install the apps, uninstall them. Okay? If there's an issue with all this, I advise you go to your favorite smartphone smartphone repair person, help them delete those apps. So anyway, any questions on all this or concerns about this, you can always contact me. Easy way to do this is to send an email to me at danharley@primeconstant.net. Subject is COVID-19 apps in all uppercase. So I get loads of emails. So you'll have to do that so I can catch which emails, your email regarding this question. So make sure you do that. Or call me, 760-247-4814. All this contact information is on the website, primeconstant.net. So also, do me a big favor. Share this with friends and colleagues. Hopefully this information would benefit others out there. Also, and if you don't mind, subscribe to my channels, subscribe to my podcast shows, so on and so forth. I greatly appreciate that. So anyway, that's it. I hope you guys are staying safe out there. Good luck and Godspeed to your online success, and we'll talk to you later.